Alright, this is IMAX Nation 1980 here, and I'm gonna do another video on my thoughts of the future of Disney, except this one will be a little bit different. It's not gonna be a webcam video. So I'm gonna start with the future of Disney feature animation, or should I say Walt Disney Animation Studios. Now, as you all know, they have a film in the works that's coming out November 24th titled Tangled, which is a retelling of Rapunzel. In fact, the working titles for this film were once Rapunzel Unbraided and then Rapunzel. And many know that it was originally going to have a very revolutionary style of animation, and it was going to be handled by Glenn Keane, who's one of the greatest animators today, and at Disney, of course. So it's now just a regular computer animated feature, and it's going to be in 3D as well. But not to worry, because the film hasn't come out yet, and I still can't judge it. I mean, some people thought that the first trailer, the one that they showed before Toy Story 3, wasn't anything to write home about. But I thought it was just okay. The second trailer, I thought, was much better, the more recent one. And there were some complaints that it seemed a little too DreamWorks-esque. I don't know if I could say that, because according to those who have already seen it, it's Oscar-worthy material, and Disney is definitely pushing it for Best Animated Feature alongside competition, Pixar's Toy Story 3 and DreamWorks' How to Train Your Dragon. There'll probably be two other nominees, not sure which though. Anyways, Tangled is supposed to be pretty decent, and I definitely want to see it for the sake of just seeing it, to see what it's like. And some are thinking, well, how could it do at the box office? Princess and the Frog may have made around 100, was it 104 million? That was significantly a lower gross for a Disney film. And it didn't even make as much as Bolt, which came out in 2008, of course. But here's the thing. If you look at the box office for Princess and the Frog, it was a bit of a sleeper hit, because it kind of had a lower opening, 20-something million, and it climbed its way up to 100. So that's kind of a sleeper hit. Tangled could probably do the same. I don't like the release date for Tangled. It's kind of crammed between holiday competition like Harry Potter and Disney's Tron Legacy, which I'm psyched about, and the third Narnia, which is coming out. It's going to have a lot of competition to fight off, and maybe it will have a little life of its own. Maybe it will have a lower opening, but then do very well in the long run at the box office. The thing is, a lot of people want traditional animation to come back from the Disney studios, and I think it will eventually. We're seeing a slow rebirth in the medium, because if you think about it, the Disney films after the Eisner era are significant improvements. Meet the Robinsons and Bolt and Princess and the Frog were all very good, and they were met with mostly positive reception. And I think that a new Disney Renaissance might be coming. I mean, a lot of people say that, we're already going through a third golden age in animation, and we've seen a couple traditional animated films, make the waves, but it would be nice to see more. So what does Disney have in the works next? Winnie the Pooh film, but this won't be anything like, the Tigger movie or Piglet's Big Movie. This will be animated at the Walt Disney Animation Studios, and not by a studio from another country that it's outsourced to. It's not gonna look low budget or anything. It's gonna look like a regular Disney animated feature from the animated features canon. And I heard it was also going to be a more serious kind of film, and it was gonna be more faithful to the stories by A. Milne. I kind of like that idea. Maybe it will turn out to be good and it just won't be a money grab. And it'll be the second Winnie the Pooh film in the Walt Disney Animated Features canon, the other one being 1977's Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And the movie can turn out to be pretty good, but the release date, which I think last time I checked was July 15th, 2011, I don't like that release date because I think it's either the same day or a week before Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which of course is gonna, be huge, and this film is gonna drown out either that or it will find another, it will score with the younger audience, and who knows, it might be a sleeper hit if it turns out to be a really good film, but I'm not sure yet. So what does Disney have planned afterwards? Well, I'm not sure if they brought back King of the Elves for a 2012 or 2013 release. They're working on a project called Reboot Ralph, which I think might be a rewritten version of a film they canceled called Joe Jump. I can't tell for sure, and I don't know if it's going to be computer animated or traditional. I know Ron Clements and John Musker, of course, the directors of Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and The Princess and the Frog, have a traditional animated film in the works, and there's this Project X in the works as well. So there's a lot of things going on at Disney right now. So who knows what their upcoming slate will be like. Hopefully they'll enjoy, they'll do better at the box office with their later efforts and hopefully get themselves into another renaissance, because the previous years during Eisner were a mixed bag, from 2001 to 2005. The films were either successful or not very successful, and a lot of the films were very problematic. Not that they were bad, but they just, they weren't up to the quality of the Renaissance Disney flicks or, the original Walt classics, of course. I thought, like Princess and the Frog, I thought was very worthy of the original Walt Disney classics from the 1930s and 40s and 50s. And I think that, now that it's doing well on Blu-ray, more people will see it and anticipate the next Disney release. And, it'll be just like Little Mermaid in 1989, which grossed around $84 million, which was pretty huge for an animation at the time. And then it did extremely well on home video the following year. And then that's kind of what led up to Beauty and the Beast being a huge success in 91, then to Aladdin, then to The Lion King. I won't exactly comment on why Pocahontas and Hunchback didn't do as much as Lion King, but I think I know why. Anyway, it seems like the future of Disney is a little bit uncertain. There's been several projects that have been canceled or brought back, like the Snow Queen, but it would be nice to see them return to traditional animation and maybe take some bold risks that Walt Disney took. Because, Walt took risks and often failed. Like, look at Fantasia. That was really a big risk, and that film failed when it first came out. But over the years, it built its own reputation. It's coming to Blu-ray, actually, November 30th. I don't know if it's going to coincide with the Blu-ray release of Disney and Jerry Bruckheimer's The Sorcerer's Apprentice, or it's just being released just for the sake of being released. But as far as I know, Sorcerer's Apprentice didn't do that great at the box office, and worldwide, Bruckheimer's Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time did much better in other countries than it did here in the United States. So all I could say is the future of Disney, it looks, uncertain, but it could be very good. I mean, we could see another renaissance as long as, that Disney and Pixar have merged, and John Lasseter being CCO of the company, we could see we could see some very good stuff coming from Disney in the future, and there will be a part 2. So This was IMAX Nation 1980 signing off.